The Little Princess and the Cat's Friendship Story. Chapter 1. The Lonely Princess. Once upon a time, in a sparkly kingdom, surrounded by pink blossoms and singing bluebirds, there lived a little princess named Clara. Princess Clara had a room full of toys, wooden dolls, puzzles, bouncing balls, and even a dollhouse bigger than a puppy. But still, she often sat by her window, watching the clouds drift by. She sighed.
Mama, Papa, why do I feel lonely when I have everything?
Her mother, Queen Leora, smiled gently and stroked Clara's golden curls.
Because things can't talk, can't play, and can't hug you back, my love. Maybe what you need is a real friend.
Clara blinked. A real friend? Chapter 2. The Garden Surprise. One sunny afternoon, Clara wandered into the royal garden. The roses were blooming, and butterflies twirled in the air like flying dancers. Suddenly, she heard a soft meow. She looked down and saw a small kitten with big green eyes hiding under a bush. Its fur was a little messy, and its tail flicked shyly.
Oh, hello there. Are you lost?
Clara whispered, kneeling beside it. The kitten tilted its head and purred softly. Clara reached into her pocket and offered a piece of strawberry muffin she had saved from tea time. The kitten sniffed, then nibbled it. Purr, purr, purr. Clara giggled.
You like muffins. I think I'll call you Muffin.
Muffin meowed happily, and just like that, a new friendship began. Chapter 3. Muffin the Mischievous. From that day on, Clara and Muffin were always together. They played hide and seek among the curtains, shared cookies under the table, and even had pillow forts during nap time. But Muffin was a very curious kitty. One morning, Muffin jumped into the royal fountain. Splash! Your Highness, cried the maids, the cat is wetting the carpets. Another time, Muffin sneaked into the ballroom and climbed the golden curtains. Oh, no! They came tumbling down. King Cedric scratched his head.
Clara, my dear, your cat is quite lively.
Clara hugged Muffin tightly.
He just needs to learn. I'll teach him.
So, every day, Clara and Muffin had kitten school. She taught Muffin how to stay off the dining table, use the sandbox instead of flower pots, not to chase the royal peacocks. Muffin didn't always listen, but he tried. And every time he got something right, Clara clapped and said,
Good kitty.
Chapter 4. A Big Mistake. One rainy day, Clara had to go to her etiquette class with Lady Mirabelle. Muffin wasn't allowed.
I'll be back soon, Muffin. Wait here, okay?
But Muffin missed Clara. He sniffed her slippers. He pawed at the door. Then, he scratched the Queen's favorite velvet chair and tore open a pillow full of feathers and knocked over a vase that crashed to the floor. When Clara returned, she found the mess.
Oh, Muffin.
She whispered. Her heart hurt. That night, King Cedric said,
Clara, Muffin might be happier outside. He's not used to palace life.
Tears welled in Clara's eyes.
But he's my friend.
He's not behaving like one. Sometimes, friendship means knowing when to let go.
Chapter 5. Muffin's Apology. The next morning, Muffin was gone. The room felt quiet, too quiet. Clara searched everywhere, under the bed, behind the curtains, in the garden. No Muffin. She didn't eat breakfast. She didn't play with her toys. She just waited by the window. Then, just before sunset, Clara heard something. Scratch, scratch, meow. She opened the door, and there was Muffin. His fur was damp, and between his teeth he held a small flower, tiny daisy.
Oh, Muffin!
She cried, scooping him up. Muffin rubbed his head against her cheek and purred loudly. In his own way, he was saying, I'm sorry. Chapter 6. The Royal Decree. The next day, Clara asked for a royal meeting. Wearing her best pink dress, she stood in front of her parents, holding Muffin in her arms.
Mama, Papa, Muffin is learning. He's still small, and sometimes he makes mistakes. But so do I.
King Cedric raised an eyebrow.
Even little princesses?
I once spilled juice on the throne cushion, remember?
Yes, and you tried to clean it with your skirt.
If I can learn from my mistakes, so can Muffin. Please give him another chance.
The king and queen looked at each other, then smiled.
Very well. From this day forth, Muffin shall be the royal friendship cat. And you, Clara, will be his royal teacher.
Hooray!
Mew, said Muffin, flicking his tail proudly. Chapter 7. Forever Friends. From that day on, Muffin had his own tiny crown, made of gold thread, his own blanket with fish patterns, and even a royal collar with a heart-shaped bell. He still made little messes sometimes, but now Clara helped clean up, and they learned together. Clara no longer sat by the window alone. Now, she laughed, played, and sometimes even told Muffin bedtime stories. And every night before sleep, she whispered,
I'm glad I found you, Muffin.
and Muffin would purr beside her pillow as if to say, Me too. Moral of the story, friendship is not about being perfect, it's about learning, forgiving, and growing together. True friends make mistakes, but they always come back with love.